What is going on, everybody?
Hey!
It is Pixmarters here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. Middle left off.
Okay.
Well, we've met Prosecutor Blackquill.
Yeah?
And he's something all right so far.
He looks cool.
Yes, he does.
But he's also scary.
Because he's a murderer.
Yeah.
All right. Now we get to hear from Detective Fulbright, that bright man of a man.
Yeah, the only time I find male characters with long hair to be attractive is usually when it's like in a ponytail or something like that, because that's how I would usually draw my characters with long hair.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm admiring character design as an artist.
Yeah.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
I am the detective assigned to this case. Bobby Fulbright. Your name's Bobby? Bobby Fulbright.
You don't remember?
I didn't remember that,
Yeah.
no. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackquill here.
I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that.
It would seem that I have been sorely underestimated.
Oh God. Don't say
Wait,
that.
who's protecting who from what? Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even old Blackquill here.
I don't.
Oh, shit! Fulbright.
Oh.
Save your platitudes for funerals.
Damn.
Get on with your statement.
Holy fuck.
Ha ha ha! That's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you.
Prosecutor Blackquill doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright.
Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss.
Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackquill. He's so oblivious. Yeah, he can't be, you know, have the power of suggestion if he's just like, woo, you know?
Yep.
He's immune because he's so dumb.
Yep.
Now let's have our first statement, Detective Fulbright.
You've got it. But first, I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail.
Detective Not So Bright.
God. Full of brightness in his brain, because there's nothing in there.
Just a shining lamp.
Alderman QB was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints on the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman QB was asleep from a drug he unwillingly ingested. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Alderman QB had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug? That's right, the accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd been out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. So I guess he was also drugged up, just like what's his face was.
And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear? That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? That's what I was thinking.
Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all.
Yeah,
That
but
spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite to him.
that's not how it works.
Not so fast. Don't try to brush it all off by saying an alderman has been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Never heard the incredible feats of which a man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through intense pain. It sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink. I don't know, it still sounds like a bit far-fetched. Does it now? That perhaps we should test the theory with you on the edge of my blade?
Oh, Jesus.
No, you didn't sign up for this. That's a chain.
He doesn't have it.
And so your life is spared. For now. Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Haha! My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, for my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. The accused prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person with an alibi. Without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence. Wouldn't you agree, your baldness?
The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute.
He has the judge leaning towards a guilty verdict, and the trial's just barely begun. What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for a purpose of freeing Tenma Taro from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwards burg. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek a release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman.
That man's a strange one, all right. I heard he went to the blood drive and instead of doing it, he tried to make a withdrawal.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Was that's like a vampire pun.
God, for real.
Order! There will be no gossiping in my court.
Your baldness. Please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. I hear they're meant to keep him safe from possession from the demon Tenma Taro. Then again,
You're a freaking demon.
perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold, the lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment.
Eep!
The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tenma have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement, I think.
Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they?
The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud.
Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Thanks for the lifeline, Athena.
Careful, Apollo! He has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives.
This guy really is bad news.
In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker?
None other than this statue right here.
It appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle.
Two yokai to be exact. On one side is a nine-tailed fox and on the other, Tenma Taro. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered in art. Okay. Got it, but no prints could be lifted. Understood.
Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay. So, what do we have here to work with? So about the murder, we have...
It's interesting how the quill in his mouth isn't black.
Hey! Alderman Kyubi was murdered
I guess
with a
that would
spear.
probably be, like, too predictable, you know? Like, too...
Yeah.
A little too dedicated, a little too cliche.
Yeah. So Alderman Kyubi was murdered with the spear that had been on the wall. I think that's pretty much in the autopsy report. So where is the autopsy report now? It's way back here. Oh yeah, cause of death, stabbed with a spear. Time death around 3:20. Victim might have been in a drug-induced slumber. So nothing crazy about that. Fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. That's been talked about at the time. But the sleep from drug he unwillingly ingested.
Like, I still don't get how can someone be impaled with a spear? Freaking Anne, who was asleep from being drugged, wake up and attack before he died. Like, it's just, it doesn't add up. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna go with this last one where he talks about, you know, pain jolted the victim awakened and grabbed the statue and struck back.
Like, explain that, please.
Alright. Could he really have attacked his attacker for being impaled with that huge spear? Absolutely. After all, he was once a pro wrestler. The injustice of being drugged, then speared was answered with a righteous counterattack. But does being a former pro wrestler make him superhuman?
No.
Absolutely. What? After all, he was one of the good guys, like a superhero on the side of justice, like John Cena.
He really is dumb.
Even though he was retired, he could still don his superhero guise in times of need. You need to lay off the comic books, detective. We're talking about real life here. Setting aside the half-wits flights of fancy, the fact is this. The court-ordered post-mortem concluded the victim moved after his skewering.
Ugh.
So he found the strength somehow to attack his attacker, huh?
Detective Fulbright's testimony sounds airtight. No wonder he's so confident.
No, he only thinks it's airtight. It's up to us to poke some holes in it. The part about the alderman fighting back sounds like a big hole waiting to be poked. So, alright, there wasn't anything. So, there wasn't.
I'm interested to hear, Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome over there, his objection voice. Because we didn't get to, he didn't talk in the cutscene, did he?
No.
No, he didn't.
Let me see. I'm trying to see what I could use.
His fist is still shaking.
Violently.
You can see the veins through his glove.
Yeah. The other thing I have is that no prints could be lifted. And the mare's blood is on it, which makes sense if it was used to strike back. I don't see what I have that I could really poke a hole with. But
Yeah,
that's the
how
only
come
part.
no prints could be lifted?
That's the only thing I'm thinking.
Yeah. Let's try it.
Well, first I want to be careful.
And save, yeah.
I'm gonna save just in case things go wrong.
Especially
So,
with the friggin' prosecutor being who he is.
if we lose, we die. But yeah, vitamin and drug-induced slumber. Huh. He doesn't wear gloves. Okay. Anyways, and he's not wearing gloves there, so
No, yeah.
there's no reason the fingerprints shouldn't be on it. So let's go with that. There we
Yeah.
go. We're on the right track. Did the other one really strike the mayor? What? Why do you question my sense of justice? Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on.
My
He
legs.
could not have been struck back after the mayor put a spear through him. But the statue he's supposed to use to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory.
It would appear that the defense has a counter-argument. Very well, let's hear what the defense thinks is odd about your detective statue theory.
There's no fingerprints.
Yeah.
There are no fingerprints on this supposedly crucial piece of evidence. And if you look at the crime scene photo,
He's not wearing gloves.
you'll notice that the alderman isn't wearing gloves.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is you.
yes, I believe he is quite gloveless indeed.
Now, if he touched the statue with his bare hands, he should have left some fingerprints. Dr. Fulbright, you did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you? No, this can't be happening. Did I arrest the wrong man? Wow, he broke quick.
even there would you did it, Apollo. There would even be partial fingerprints at least.
Yeah, you'd think
But there
something
was
there.
nothing. You knocked Detective Fulbright off his high horse.
Well, just 1 point in our favor.
Who do you suppose clubbed the mayor if it wasn't the alderman?
Well, if I wasn't the alderman, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor.
You mean there was a third party there in the Fox Chamber?
Exactly, and this could be the big break we've been looking for.
There does seem to be a hole in the prosecution's argument. I don't know what it said.
It was argument.
Prosecutor Blackwell, would you care to respond to the defense's assertion?
The least you could do is look at me while being dismissive. Your mind is as dull as an unhoned blade, Justice Dono. Justice Dono? He's watching too many samurai
I was gonna say
flicks.
that's a Japanese honorific.
It'll take far more than that to cut down Simon Blackquill. A whelp such as you has no hope against my superior swordsmanship.
But
It's
yeah,
a
I was
trial,
gonna
not a
say
sword fight, Prosecutor Blacquill. Huh. There's a perfectly good explanation for the lack of prints on the statue. You might recall that blood-stained cloth found at the scene of the crime. Well, it just so happens that the blood was the mayor's.
okay.
So, what are you getting at? Hone your mind, boy. Why was there blood on that cloth? Solve the riddle, you shall see
You
that the hole you thought you found is but an illusion. Now let's see. How was that cloth used? Was it used by Kyuubi as a head covering?
obviously.
I would say, I guess we're gonna go for his favor. It was probably to wrap the statue. And that's how his fingerprints would not be on it, I would assume. Maybe the alderman wrapped the statue in the cloth. Ensured he wasn't touching the statue directly when he used it to strike back at the mayor. Oh, God. Precisely. Bully for you, boy. No, it was nothing.
Apollo, don't let him start manipulating you too. You just closed the hole for the prosecution.
Oops, I did? Oh, I did. I'm sorry, he's just so attractive. I mean, what? Right. That a statue wrapped in cloth would leave no fingerprints is as plain as day. But this also proves there are no holes in our theory for the Alderman striking back.
He's like, I really hate
Oops.
this man.
No, fuck. Well, whoops. Now do you see how dull your mind is? I'll make sure to sharpen it next time.
Jesus.
A particularly frightening inmate once told me that. He always tenderly honed his blades before he went to work, like the samurai of yore.
Jesus.
Samurai? Sounds more like a homicidal maniac to me.
Actually, he was working in the prison kitchen at the time. Wait, so the inmate was a murdering samurai prison chef?
It would seem that the victim and his killer were the only ones there after all.
I was kind of attached to that hole. Now what? That's what she said.
Jesus.
My God. Well, I guess that's actually been. Well, that's what she said. If you're interested, oh, hey. Okay. Anyways.
Jesus. Apollo, I just thought of something. If they didn't find anyone's fingerprints on the statue, who's to say someone other than the alderman didn't hit the mayor with it?
Well, I didn't think about that. Anyone could have not left prints on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Then who, pray tell, struck the mayor with the statue? Please illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady.
There's only one answer. The real killer.
Prove the existence of this real killer, then. What evidence do you have?
Oh, I'll give you evidence, all right.
Athena, are you sure about this?
To borrow your words, Apollo, I'm fine. Take a look at this. Black feathers and tracks allegedly from a yokai were found at the scene. I believe they're from the third party who struck the mayor with that statue.
Is the defense actually suggesting some sort of monster killed that alderman?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Well, I'm like, no, Athena, you just lost what little credibility we had left.
Ah! Sorry. Guess I got carried away.
Mr. Justice, we've no time to deal with objections between members of the defense.
Sorry, Your Honor. It's just, this kid's still, well, a kid.
Ouch! You meanie! I'm reporting this to Mr. Wright.
No, is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from a yokai, as you put it?
No, Your Honor. I believe they are a fabrication. The real killer wants us to believe some sort of monster murdered the alderman.
Interesting. And why do you suppose the killer would do that?
Why indeed?
Mr. Justice, you seem as new to this as your partner is.
Ouch! This I'm not reporting to Mr. Wright. Boy, Fulbright. Explain it to his baldness what these brats are missing. You know, the who and why behind those feathers and tracks. What? You mean you can explain all that? Ha ha ha! Our investigative prowess is without equal.
Jesus.
I'm starting to think I chose the wrong profession.
Very well, let's hear about these so-called yokai feathers and tracks.
Alright, lay it on me, home dog. Home slice. That F-dizzle.
F-dizzle.
This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger.
God damn,
Mayor
that was a
Tenma
tongue
panicked
twister.
when the amazing Nine Tails helped embolden the protesters. So he stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. Okay, a small testimony. I like it. I dig it. Those feathers and tracks stoked the villagers' fears?
Like a fire.
Absolutely. He knew exactly how to prey on their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave weight to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The accursed demon Tenma Taro, that is.
Tenma who?
Tenma Taro, the legendary demon locked away in the village's forbidden chamber. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black-feathered demon, and thus were blinded to other, more plausible explanations. Hold on for a second. Before we start letting our imaginations run wild here, isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect?
Mr. Justice, please explain yourself.
On the day of the incident, there was a special event held at QB Manor. And as part of this event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Tenma Taro.
Yep.
Obviously, this person is a much more likely suspect than a legendary demon. What
Whoa.
the fuck? Dullard.
Oh.
Are you playing right to the... you are playing right into the killer's mind games.
You know what dullard is, right? It's basically an idiot.
Oh. I'll take that.
He just basically called him idiot in a fancy way.
I am an idiot. Yeah, I'll take that. What? Listen here. The feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. The villagers believed the murder to be the work of the real Tenma Taro. However, the police believed that the person in the Tenma Taro suit is the killer. No shit. The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. However, he was knocked unconscious by the alderman, and thus our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime. Do you honestly believe Mayor Tenma would do something so stupid? The evidence speaks for itself. Fulbright? Right. It is the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition before things get crazy. The amazing Ninetales was feeling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he is one of the better-known masked wrestlers and the hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and set out on the path of injustice.
But do the people of Ninetales really believe a yokai is behind the crime?
Yokai sightings are an everyday event there. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I must say, a crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds.
Just so. A particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words for me. The innocent of heart are the easiest prey.
Jesus.
You don't say! Was this inmate a con artist?
Yes. No. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. I actually felt sorry for the poor chap. Trying to think, I want to like think back and think if there's someone that we know.
I don't think, no.
Is it Godot?
No.
Okay, anyways.
He
I
just
felt
straight up
sorry for
killed
the poor
someone.
chap. Wait, so he wasn't the predator? But rather the prey?
Yes, well, now then, the defense may proceed with their cross-examination.
Okay.
I really hope that, I really want a little Godot Easter egg so badly.
I know, right?
It'd be cool. It'd be really cool, you know? One that, you know, the fans that played the previous games would catch, but it wouldn't be, you wouldn't be missing anything if you didn't know who it was.
What if Blackwell and Godot are best friends in prison?
Oh my god.
That'd be great. Right.
I don't know if Godot would want to be friends with an actual murderer.
What kind of friends is he gonna find in prison?
True, but still.
All right. Take Sanders one was attempt to crush
They
opposition
both
amidst the
like
murder.
using words in weird ways, so who knows?
Yeah. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters to accept their fears by fabricating a monster. Strange feathers and tracks he planned and made it look like the yokai was the killer.
So if you mention something about some kind of coffee metaphor, we know who he's talking about.
Yeah. Alright, strange feathers and tracks he planned and made it look like the yokai was the killer. So he slicked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. Panicked when the amazing Ninetales emboldened the protesters. There's a woman's attempt to crush out. Okay, I'm not sure of anything right now, so I'll just start from the beginning with some presses here. Detective Fulbright. Is the anti-merger movement really that strong? Oh, absolutely. They parade around in yokai costume shouting, "Down with Mayor Tenma!"
Oh.
And just the other day, they stormed Tenma City Hall, claiming it was a den of vipers. When the accused showed his face, the younger mob scattered like leaves upon the autumn wind. For you see, though the yokai are no match for Tenma Taro, the dark lord of their kind.
Wait, are the villagers scared of Mayor Tenma or Tenma Taro? I'm confused.
I think he mirrors Mayor Tenma. It's easy to get the wrong impression about the guy.
Detective Fulbright, why do you suppose the defendant would commit such an act?
It's funny, like this whole time, since my vision is horrible, I thought that all the seals on Tenma's head were like a patterned bandana.
I think they are.
And then just
I can't look at the profiles yet.
that first one is a seal.
No, I think the same thing, but maybe
they just talked about how his head was covered in those seals. Remember?
Like I said, yeah, but
that's what made me realize that it wasn't a bandana.
Yeah, I thought it was a bandana too. I thought it was just,
It's a bunch of those little things all over his head.
Yeah. Alright.
Hopefully he doesn't have hair up there. How do you would never take those off. How do you take,
Yeah.
what about a shower? Do you take it off? You take it off to shower, you'd have to like pull it off your hair and it would, I don't know.
I don't know. So, the Amazing Ninetales. No one knows his true identity, right? That's right. And he was a lone wolf, or in other words, he didn't belong to the Wrestling Federation. He appeared like a shooting star, defeating one Tenma Taro after another. And before anyone knew it, he was champion. Like the samurai of yore, surrounded thick with enemies, he cut them down one by one. It was a complete and utter loss of face for Tenma Town Pro Wrestling. It was amazing. If ever there was a real superhero, it would be him. I dream of becoming a true champion of justice, just like him someday.
Whoa, you okay?
Whoops.
I bet Detective Fulbright would be a great pro wrestler. He could even team up with Prosecutor Blackquill.
A police detective and a prisoner in chains? You know, I think people would actually pay to see that. I know I would.
Would you?
Yeah. So you do understand the greatest of the Samurai Ninetales. Amazing Ninetales. Alright. Amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters. Fabricated monster. Did the murder of yokai evidence really stoke the voters' fears? Absolutely, had an immediate effect. The presumed return of the dreaded Tenma Taro had them shaking in their boots.
Oh my, is it really that bad?
That superstitious lot. It's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village.
Jesus Christ.
The mere thought of that demon lurking about is enough to spark a mass exodus.
I see. That's a very persuasive argument.
The mere thought of His Honor buying into Simon the Psycho Slasher's words
Simon the Psycho
makes me want to spark my own exodus out of this courtroom right about now. So you see, there can be only one reason why I want to plant those feathers and tracks. The straight feathers and tracks made it look like the old guy was the killer. But it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, why top it off with murder?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why not stop there? Why murder Alderman Cubey?
Excellent point.
It is, isn't it? So Your Honor agrees that there is no reason for the murder, correct?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Perhaps the killing was spur of the moment. You're saying it wasn't premeditated? From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the mayor made a startling discovery. A startling discovery? Well, I don't like the sound of that. Alderman Cubey's secret identity.
Apollo. I think Prosecutor Blackwell has figured out the Alderman's secret identity. But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder?
This is not good. This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the Amazing Ninetales. Therefore, we can conclude that the mask was at the crime scene.
Oh my! But why would it have been there?
Well, the victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more?
Well, could it really be?
Your baldness has had an epiphany, I see.
Wish I could speak.
Our victim, Rex Cubey, was the Amazing Ninetales, and the mayor's discovery of such was his motive for murder. No! Oh, fuck. That was my mind blow, you asshole!
Yeah, right. What if he had, what if freaking Apollo had Widget, and Widget was just
right?
like, you asshole!
Fuck.
Can you imagine?
That'd be great.
Order! What a shocking development! A motive clearer than crystal clear.
What do we do now, Apollo?
I didn't think they'd tie the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder. At last we've reached my real point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your baldness?
I admit it does. It is odd that he had to create this other persona just to secretly participate in the anti-murder movement.
Very astute of you, your baldness.
Thank you.
Right, now let's take a look at this. Oh, wait, what? They have the
What?
blackmail letter? If you value your dearest's life, you will merge Ninetales Vale with Tenma Town. This blackmail letter was found in Alderman Cuby's pocket. What? At present, the Alderman's wife is in the hospital. And that letter is clear evidence that the mayor was blackmailing him to threaten her life.
No.
The murderer flipped the fucking script, but we have no proof of that right now. Oh, that sucks.
Because there's no names mentioned in the letter.
No.
So it's very convenient.
Yeah, it is. Well...
They took it and planted it to turn the tides drastically.
Yeah, and it's turning out very well in that killer's favor. Shit.
There's no way now.
Well...
How do you prove that was for Tenma's and his daughter? Like, you can't.
Next time we're gonna be fighting one hell of an uphill battle.
Oh God!
It sucks.